Hey there everyone, it's Flight Sim Jack here. Apologies for it being so long between videos. I was upgrading from FSX to P3D. We are in P3D version 4. And we are at Stansted, UK 2000 Stansted, in the PMDG 737. I'll take us to an outside view. It might take a couple of seconds to load it. No, didn't even take a couple of seconds. We're in a Jet2Holidays, no winglets, you'll notice, 737-800. Registration is Golf Delta Foxtrot. We're going to fly today from the UK 2000 Stansted to the Pilot's FSG add-on for Alicante. So it's about a 2-hour flight. I do have ActiveSky. It looks like I don't live very far at all from Stansted, so I'm willing to say that the weather in Stansted is probably going to be pretty much the same as where I am, and that is very. I would say that's probably correct. I think they've got it back. So we are at gate 22, I believe. Yeah, 22. So let's start off with our flight plan. So I've got the current AIRAC, which expires on the 18th of July, and I'm filming this on the 14th, I think, so only a few days, but that's alright because that will just go on to 1908. Didn't want to do that. I did not want to do that. I want to go to menu, FMC, RTE. Origin is Echo Golf Sierra, which is Stansted. Destination is Lima Echo Alpha Lima, which is Alicante-Elche. Our flight number, our flight number is LS1527, I think, something like that, but our call sign is actually EXS or Chanex. Echo X-ray Sierra, and this is where it gets juicy. 27 Kilo Foxtrot, which is Kilo Foxtrot. That goes in there. Co-route, we do have one. It's this one, EGSS LEAL. Execute that. Activate that and execute that. Then we want to go to we need to put that back in, so right, so that's there in our flight number. So we will be departing from 04 on the Nugba 1 Sierra, this one here, departure, so execute that. I'll do the arrival later. For now we just want to get in the air. So, one of the things I've noticed about P3Dv4 is that it is so much faster than FSX Steam Edition. There is no jitteriness when I'm outside the aircraft. I absolutely love this. I haven't actually spent all that much time on P3Dv4 yet. Because I just haven't had any aircraft. I finally managed to buy some aircraft add-ons, but spending more time on it is definitely definitely what I want to be doing, so I'm definitely going to be doing more videos on it, of course. I think I'm pretty much done now with FSX, which sounds horrible, but everything has its time. I used FSX for like 9 years. I used the Steam edition for like 5, so it's not done bad. It's done really well, so who am I to complain? I really do like FSX. I think it's a really good simulator, but the 32-bit environment does make it a difficult one to make loads of videos on. So we're going to do flaps down to 10 for our takeoff today, and we just need to do a few other bits, including it's been a long time since I've flown a jetliner, because I haven't flown any since I upgraded to P3Dv4, which was a few weeks ago. The last time I actually flew a jetliner was when I did my last video, which is probably over a month ago, so there might be a few bits that I think, oh, forgot to do that, but generally I should be okay. Let's see what is there. So I need to do the flight directors on both sides. Flight director right, flight director on. Want to do LNAV. We want to do our V2 speed, which today is going to be 187. Yep. We'll match our heading. I nearly said Mitch, as in mix and match. Was going to come out as one thing then, and that was going to be Mitch, but we're going to match our heading with the current heading, so let's do that now. Actually no, we'll do it with the runway heading, which is pretty much what we're at. No, it's not, it's completely the opposite of what we're at. You know what, I'm just going to do it with what we're at now, and then deal with that bit later. We're climbing initially to 10,000, but that's not our cruising altitude. Our cruising altitude is 23,000 feet today, so pretty low. And you know what I've forgotten? I've forgotten to do the seatbelts. So fasten seatbelts is now on. So, I think that that's everything. I think we're now ready for our pushback. So, let's get this show in the air. And yes, I have just noticed that I completely forgot to put the parking brake on, which is absolutely typical. I do always forget something. I knew that was going to be it, but it is what it is. I always try to remember, but trying doesn't mean you always do. So we're going to come out of here, we're going to do a right hand turn, and then we're going to taxi along to runway 04, and then we're obviously going to make our way out of here. And a truck has just gone presumably through my nose, so that's exciting, isn't it? So I'm just going to wait until we're on this bit here, and until I can see it out of my nose. So we want to see that yellow line. That was a complete brain fart. There we go. Out of the nose. The message up there is just an update to the ActiveSky weather. Oh, another thing I forgot to do was the clock, which is there for that one. Taxiing in P3D is different to FSX. Well, it's not, but it kind of is as well, in that I struggle with taxiing in P3D, which I never did in FSX, for some reason. I don't really know why. It's just that the 737 really seems to jolt, whereas it didn't in FSX. Not that it's a problem, it's just very makes for some interesting videos. But it doesn't really matter because everybody should actually be sat down anyway. At this point, I've got you know, in real life at this point I would obviously have the cabin crew doing the emergency demonstration. You know, this is how you fasten a seatbelt, this is how you put your life vest on, and it's like I'm trying to taxi at Mach 2 by the looks of it. Slow that down a bit. There is no need to be going as fast as I am at the moment. I bet I'm nowhere near the centre line. Oh! Really not. There we go. The cabin crew have probably just all fallen over because of my inability, seemingly, to taxi, but there we are. It is what it is. I hope you did enjoy my my video on the flight from Ponta Delgada to Stansted. Given that I'm at Stansted, I'm surprised it took me so long to figure out the name. Little did I know it would be my last. I said it would be one of my last. I'm pretty sure I said it would be one of my last. I didn't expect it to be my last video on FSX, but it was, and all good things come to an end, as I said a moment or two ago. But yeah, P3D seems to work. I don't know what it is, and if anybody does, please feel free to comment down below. But for some reason, P3D is a bit inconsistent, let's say, as to whether it's going to work for me or not. And what I mean by that is that I'll try loading it up, and it will say that there is, sometimes it will just completely blue screen of death me. And then I just have nothing to work with until it restarts, and then sometimes what it'll do, and I feel like I've probably gone the wrong way here. Yes, I have. Well, I'm just going to pretend I didn't. We'll pretend this is teletext away. And sometimes what it does is it tells me that there's an issue with my graphics card, and there shouldn't. There's no reason that there would be. And then sometimes it loads up absolutely fine, and you never know what you're going to get. And I had to try twice to get it to work before this finally worked, so I could do the video. But the first two times, the first time it did a blue screen of death, the second time it told me that there was an issue with the graphics card, and the third time it loaded perfectly. And I don't know why that is. If anybody else has had this and knows what it is, please do let me know, because I'm absolutely lost, but I would like to get to a point where it's definitely working every time, and where I'm not having issues, because it is quite frustrating when you're trying to just have a bit of you know, a nice flight, and it doesn't do it during flight. Well, it hasn't yet. It might do now. I don't know. I'm admittedly quite scared to find out. Is this the runway up ahead? Yes. But for all I know, I'm going to take off and it's going to die. My laptop, I don't know. But I've got 32 gigs of RAM. I used to have 8. In fact, when I did the last video, it was 8, and now I've upped it to 32. But the RAM seems to work fine in other things, so I don't know why it would be a problem anyway. Throttle at halfway. And throttle all the way. What a perfect lineup. Sorry, but that is amazing. I've never lined up that perfectly before. I am actually amazed at my lineup skills there. I suppose I should make a new introductory video, seeing as it's a new simulator. Well, new to me anyway. V1. Rotate. Positive rate of climb. Gear coming up. I nearly said positive rate of glide, yes, but it is indeed climb, and I just remembered to do this clock as well. Let's make sure that we stay on the correct flight path. So yeah, sometimes P3D works, sometimes P3D doesn't, and I never know what I'm going to get and when. Seems to work fine at the moment, but it could die on me halfway between here and Alicante, I don't know. I think it's probably quite stable when it does work. I think it'll probably get me to Alicante no problem. But it's just the loading bit really that can be an issue sometimes. Loading the scenario, it loads the actual program fine, and I get to a point where I'm able to choose a scenario fine, but seemingly getting to load the actual scenario can be an issue. Anyway, I think we're all right to get the autopilot on. And we can now up ourselves to our cruising altitude of, I believe it was 23,000 feet. I'll just double check my flight plan quickly, which is just next to me. Yes, flight level 230, so we are absolutely fine. And I forgot to bring the flaps up. Another thing that I knew I would forget to do. So if you want to see what it looks like from the wing, so again no winglets, so here where my mouse is now you won't see any winglets. Look at the left, it's exactly the same but the other way. Go outside if you want, block spot. How does that look? That right there is a screenshot. Oh, getting hit by a bit of turbulence from ActiveSky there. Not a problem. So this is the actual aircraft that did, well it's not the actual, it's a virtual one, but this is the livery, the exact registration that did this flight yesterday as I'm filming this, which is Sunday, so Saturday. So it is a Jet2 flight. Jet2Holidays is not a separate airline. It seems to be the same airline, just a separate livery. So that is still a Jet2 aircraft, even though it has holidays after the Jet2 logo. I don't think I've ever been on a Jet2Holidays plane though. I've flown Jet2 before, but it's always been a Jet2 aircraft. I don't think I've ever had one that's a Jet2Holidays livery. But it is what it is, which is seemingly my go-to phrase. This is good. I do like this this aircraft, and I do like the simulator. This is a lot better, in my opinion, than FSX. A lot better. It's a lot smoother. If you look there, there's no jitteriness. You know, this movement here is just so smooth. No jitteriness whatsoever. I am absolutely loving it. I really am. And even when we go outside, absolutely smooth as. Let's go directly above the top. Right there, no jitteriness whatsoever. We are just cruising over the UK. Right, well I am going to turn the seatbelt signs off, which I should have done a long time ago, but it is what it is. So, seatbelts off. Everyone can now go around the cabin, do what they need to do. And on that note, I will leave you with the cinematics.
I called you tonight. I've been thinking this for too long. Send a message, you don't reply. I'll keep looking for you, even if it's wrong. I'm sitting all alone in my room. You're stuck so high in my head. I don't care if there's no chance. I need to find you. I need to know. I need to know. I need to know. If
guys, welcome back. So I've just started my descent into Alicante. It looks absolutely amazing, as I was expecting it would. You can just see the moon. It's currently just gone 7 o'clock in Zulu time, GMT. So it's just gone 8 o'clock in the UK. And so it's just gone 9 o'clock in Spain. So we're currently descending gradually, not too quickly but not too slowly either. We're going down at 500 feet per minute, so that's pretty good. Let's actually go down a little bit faster. Let's call it 1,000. No, keep it at 500 actually. That must have been very uncomfortable passengers. I was going to do 1,000, but then I thought we were actually quite low, because we were never actually very high, were we? I mean, we were just under 22,000 now. Our flight level was 23,000. We should be fine actually. If we just carry on gradually as we are now. So we'll be landing on runway 10 at Alicante. That is the runway that means that we'll be approaching over the mountains towards the sea. So we should have a very nice, it should look really nice outside when we come into land. It's still going to be daylight, just about. I think sunset's coming because I can see stars, and if I go onto external view, not that I would in real life, but if we go out, you can see that it's starting to get towards that sunset time, but it's still very much daylight. You can't see any lights on below us, mainly because it's mountains and not inhabited areas, but I don't think we're going to see much in terms of lights, to be honest. I think we'll be fine. I do have the Orbx Barcelona cityscape installed. We would have been able to see that if it wasn't cloudy, but unfortunately there is a cloud right over Barcelona, which is annoying because it means we didn't see it. So I haven't used it yet, so I don't know what it looks like, so I was really hoping to see it, but it is what it is. We'll be alright. I can't get over the fact that this is just completely non-jittery, no lag whatsoever. This is absolutely insane. Much better than FSX. Even the stars are better than FSX. Really, they are. It's absolutely absolutely wonderful. So descending means we are of course getting a little bit closer to the clouds, and getting a little bit closer to the clouds means we are getting a little bit more whoa, look at that. Huge cluster of stars over there. That is truly remarkable, it really is. This is just unbelievable. I mean, I have seen videos of other YouTubers on P3Dv4 and I've seen that they look really good. I just assumed that they had spent ridiculous amounts of money on add-ons to make it look this good, but no, this is mostly default. all I've got is ActiveSky, and when we get down to Alicante I've got the Pilot's FSG Alicante add-on, but yeah, this is absolutely spectacular, it really is. We should be going over Valencia soon. I was about to say that Valencia and Barcelona aren't that far away, and then Alicante isn't that far from Valencia, but I mean, in the sky, that's true, when you're in a plane, but I suppose on the ground, it's nothing but distance. That was a bit of turbulence there. It's getting a bit bumpy, I don't know. If I knew how bumpy it was going to be for the rest of it, I would potentially put seatbelt signs on a bit earlier. Normally I would wait until we're about 10,000 feet, because that's what it is in real life usually. We've actually not been flying as long as I thought. I was expecting it to be 2 hours and 17 minutes, I think my flight plan said. We've managed it in, well, so far we've been in the air for 1 hour and 47 minutes, so I think we'll be down before the flight plan says we would have been. And you see a little bit of bounce there, that's the wind, which is good because it means that ActiveSky is working, so that's tested that out for me. This is the first time I have properly used P3D. I am exploring it, seeing if it works as you are watching, so yes, so far it appears to be working, therefore I am happy. And not only does it appear to be working, but it just looks unbelievable. It really does. This is absolutely stunning. I'm really glad that I upped it from 8 gigs of RAM to 32 gigs of RAM. This has been totally worth it. We really aren't too far now from Alicante. Just zoom out. So that's our next waypoint, so we're just going over the planner waypoint, PLANA, or Papa Lima Alpha November Alpha. Our next waypoint is over Valencia, which we have to be 10,000 or above. There is no problem there, we will be 10,000 or above. So we are approximately I think that's 80, 40 maybe. Either way, we're not ridiculously far from Alicante, so we will be landing. We'll be landing early or on time, we certainly won't be late. I am extremely confident that we are fine. I wonder if that does. Oh, no, it only does the left. Fair enough. Oh, you know what, I forgot to put it back. How I like it, which is 20. I was looking on Project Fly a minute ago, well I say a minute ago, it was probably about 10 minutes ago, and there was somebody doing a Ryanair flight from, I think it was Frankfurt or Dusseldorf or Cologne maybe, I can't remember, it was either Frankfurt, Dusseldorf or Cologne, down to Alicante, and from France onwards, they pretty much had the same flight plan as me. So fair play to them. There's traffic below. It's a regional jet, little regional jet. That's probably going to Valencia. No, it's getting higher. It's probably come from Valencia then. So we can increase our rate of descent. Now we will go down at 1,000 a minute. We'll bring our speed down as well to about 280. And the weather's just updated for Valencia. I think LEVC is Valencia. Wind is 150 at 6 knots. So we'll hit crosswind. Visibility is 10 plus. That's fine. Clouds, none reported. I beg to differ. Temperature 28 Celsius. So it's 28 degrees at the moment if you're on the ground in Valencia. No precipitations, no rain. Altimeter is 1011. All is good there. Thank you very much, ActiveSky. I like that clouds none report. Well, it probably means on the ground. I don't know. I'm completely new to ActiveSky. I imagine by none reported it means there's like none on the ground. I mean, there clearly is clouds here. You can see, but yeah. Bring our altitude down, we now want to call it 3,000. So we'll continue descending as we currently are. When we get to 10,000 I will be putting the seatbelt sign on as per usual. Doesn't look well, based on that weather report I don't think we're going to have any issues with turbulence. Yes, it's a crosswind. No, it's not a strong one, so I don't see any reason to put the seatbelt signs on until the usual time. There's a bit of a line down there. I mean, we might get one or two little bumps, but nothing silly. P3D hasn't taken too much getting used to either, the switch over, because it's virtually the same controls, albeit a couple of differences, but nothing major. And the joystick works completely as well, so it's all falling into place really. So I'm just going on to another outer view. The sun is definitely starting to go down. Definitely, well, it's starting, but yeah, that's definitely going down. So we might actually have the runway lights at Alicante by the time. Well, we should actually have the runway lights on Alicante. I don't think there's any mind. It should be the case that there are runway lights on at Alicante by now. I wonder if we can see us from Valencia Tower. Yeah. Well, no. I mean, it gives me the option to look, but I can't see it. I wonder what the aircraft is. That would be Eastern. Let's look at commercial jet. That's just standard. Well, are the runway lights on here? Yeah, lights are on. So we should see Alicante by sort of not night, but somewhat early night, I guess. Dusk is the word I was looking for, though. We should see Alicante by dusk. Sun going down over the mountains. What a screenshot that is going to be. I don't actually know where screenshots get saved. I'll have to look it up. We've now been flying for nearly 2 hours, 1 hour and 57 minutes, so yeah, closing in on 2 hours. We're just over 11,000 feet. So I think we can now bring our speed down once more. Here's an interesting looking cloud that we're coming up to. This could get bouncy, so actually I'm just going to pop the seatbelts on now, because it's almost time anyway. It didn't bounce at all. Oh well, it's time for the seatbelts on anyway, so that's not a huge issue at all. I'm really looking forward. This will be my first landing into my new Alicante add-on, so I'm really looking forward to this actually. It'll also be my first landing on P3D, so 2 firsts in one go. Not often you get that. Oh, we are getting a few bumps now as we approach the mountains and the clouds, but that's nothing out of the usual. That's pretty normal. I have flown to Alicante as a passenger in real life many times, so I know that it does get a bit bumpy on the arrival. So I was fully expecting this to be the case. Nothing strange about it whatsoever. Okay then, let's now go down to 250 knots. Yeah, you can see just from the external view, you can see a bit of side to side stuff there. Once I'm down at 250, I will just being the first load of flaps down there. little bit of lag there was probably either, well, there's two possibilities. It was either the memory resetting, which is fine, that's one of the benefits of it, or it might have been Alicante loading in. But either way, it was only a split second of lag. I don't mind that, I'm not too scared about that. If it wasn't Alicante loading in, then it might lag again in a second or two. But again, it won't be anything ridiculous. What's this? Some little town near Alicante. That there is Alicante Airport. That's where we're about to land in a little while. You can see us turning towards it now actually. I'm actually going to go a little bit against the flight plan and say that we are going to go to that heading there for a bit. Now I know that's a bit unheard of, but I think we'll be fine. Right, let's bring the speed brakes out. I'm going to disarm the auto throttle. Yes, I know the auto throttle is disarmed. Gentle turning movements now as we close in on Alicante Airport. Which I believe is just there. More flat. Even more flat. Alright, gear coming down. Autopilot's disengaged. My aircraft. There we go. And there we go, we've got the weather for Alicante up now. Wind is at 080, 11 knots, that's not bad at all. I'm very happy with that. I'm also very happy with my visibility.
Sync rate.
Don't worry.
Pull up. Sync rate.
Ooh. Going up a little bit too much there. There we are. That there is the pilot's FSG Alicante-Elche.
Pull up.
I don't know why it's suddenly shedding so much altitude.
Sync rate.
Oh no, lag where I don't know if it's a lag. There we go. The lag has sorted itself out. That could have been disastrous. Now the important thing when you're coming into land is not to make too many big movements. So, this isn't going to be a good one, but there we are. That sort of snuck up on me as well. Reverse thrust is on. Auto brake is doing its thing. Let's just get the brakes off. We can now taxi to the terminal. How good does this Alicante airport look? This is just spectacular, it really is. Now what I want to do is get off of here and then control shift at 12, which gives me GSX, and we want, let's try this, gate 23. Don't need to follow me because I think I know where we are. We'll have to go Ryanair, I'm afraid. I don't like the name on you do, that's GSX loading up. That was all that lag was. So we can now, oh, parking brake is already gone. Good. We can get rid of our flaps. Gate 23 is near the A of Alicante, I believe. Have I just messed? Yeah, but that's no problem because we go down here after. Yeah, I think gate 23 is just near the A for Alicante, the first A. So the Al A, if you know what I mean. 20 to 24, that's generally a good good sign, isn't it? That's 21. 3. Oh, I was right as well. It is right by the A for Alicante. Get in. Right. Got the marshal telling me where to go. Keep going forwards, he says. There we go. Right, parking brake set. Oh, I forgot to turn on the blooming APU, didn't I? Oh, what I'll do is I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll zoom in. I'll do menu. I'll do FS actions, connections, ground connections even, wheel chocks, ground power connected. Yes, I know an engine is not started. And then just connect everything up, especially aircon, because it's hot. And then what I can now do. Oh, look at that though, that ain't too bad. A little bit to the left and askew, that is almost perfect. Okay, what I need to do is go up here and press. And that's sorted. We now have power. We're using the ground power. So clock can be stopped there. So now what we want is to get rid of that. And now I'm going to order GSX about. So deboard. And then once the deboarding process has begun, I will close the video. You're going to go through there, are you? Okie dokie. That's GSX. Right, so open cargo aft. So cargo aft, cargo forward. And I'll wait until they tell me that they want the entries open for the deboarding as well. Okay, they're not actually doing it, so I'm going to do it anyway. Add entry forward, add entry aft. I don't have GSX level 2, so I don't get passengers, but now that we're deboarding, that is our flight done. So I'm going to finish off the that's why it didn't ask me to open them, because the bus wasn't here. Fail. 139, that's how many people I took today. 139 people have just arrived for their holiday in Alicante, and there is a Jet2Holidays 757, that looks like it is to me. Is it not coming up in the... it's not, I don't know why, but whatever. Okay, so thank you for watching. So this is pilots FSG Alicante-Elche. We took off from UK 2000 Heathrow. No we didn't. We took off from UK 2000 Stansted. That's better. And we will shortly... oh, this is very much like Alicante. Guy waving at us. If I were a pilot in real life, I would wave back if I saw that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I promise it will not be as long until the next one. The reason that it has been the best part of a month is simply because I was doing the massive switch over from FSX Steam Edition to P3D. I had to buy all my aircraft again, had to install it all, I had to up the RAM, then I had a few issues with my laptop with the RAM. They were sorted within a few days, but obviously that did take some time out as well, and then I had to make sure that it was all going to work in order to be a video. So it seems to have worked. I'm confident that P3D is doing what I need it to do now. I'm confident it will probably be absolutely fine doing a long haul. Hop over to, say, I don't know, if you want to give me suggestions in the comments for where I could fly next, feel free to. I've got the 737, I've got the PMDG 777, the PMDG 747 and the Quality Wings 787. I've also got the Quality Wings 757, so feel free to give me suggestions. I am thinking about doing Philadelphia to Edinburgh in an American Airlines 757. I'm also hoping to do some special stuff for the 100th anniversary of British Airways, which is in August, so only a few weeks now really. I'm hoping to do some special videos for that. I'll also make sure that I make some special thumbnails for the videos as well. The lighting's really good, that light up there, the floodlight, oh you can't see it. There'll be one at the next, that is amazing. So yes, the sun is setting on Alicante, and I think we did pretty well there. I think the simulator did really well. I think I'd need to work on my landing still, but other than that, I think we're doing alright there. Like I said, I've flown to Alicante many times as a passenger, and this is definitely a really, really good looking version of Alicante. So until the next video, cheerio!